Welcome to our summer exhibition, The Cookham Brotherhood, The Art of Gilbert and Stanley Spencer. It's about these two brothers whose life was so influenced by the place they were born, Cookham. They were brought up almost as twins, having been born a year and 4 weeks apart. And it's about their brotherly rivalry in art and love, and it's about Gilbert's struggle to find his artistic identity. There's been a bit of a rehabilitation of Gilbert's legacy. There's a book coming out about him, and I think this exhibition will also help us understand how his beginnings really formulated his artistic vision. Our exhibition starts with two self-portraits of the brothers. The first one is of Stanley, looking a little bit demure, his head turned to one side, and the other is of Gilbert. In these two portraits, you can see the real difference between the two brothers. Stanley is introspective, he's a bit more about metaphysics, the spiritual and the unseen, whereas Gilbert is more robust. He liked football, cricket and playing cards. Two pictures in the exhibition really encapsulate how important Cookham was to Gilbert's artistic vision. The first one is a landscape called Sash's Meadow, and he started that before he went off to serve in the Great War and finished it when he came back. Cookham was so important to both brothers. They had a father who was a naturalist who took them out to appreciate the landscape and look at birds, and for both of them it was a mystical experience. One of the real highlights of the exhibition is a Cotswold farm, which was painted by Gilbert in 1934. For me, it really encapsulates his childhood in Cookham, because it was here that he started making little wagons and carts out of leather and bootstraps at his dining room table. He described this as the backdrop to all that followed. So these formative years really helped him fashion his adult artistic vision. One of the paintings in the exhibition shows Gilbert's early struggle to really define himself through paint. This is the Crucifixion from Tate. In it we have Christ being crucified and being hauled up by 5 figures. When you look at it closely, you'll see that the figure of Christ actually bears the features of their father, William Spencer, and the 5 figures show a great resemblance to other Spencer family members. A lot of people have described it in the terms of the Great War, of the struggle of power and his sons being sent off to war, but Gilbert never really thought about it in this way. He was never particularly pleased with this picture. He found the composition quite hard to deal with, and I think you can see him as an emerging artist struggling with these technicalities. This painting does show us, however, how important family was for the Spencer boys' family vision. Family and Cookham permeated all that they did. Gilbert's father recognised that Gilbert's ability was very different to his brothers. Stanley thought in much more two-dimensional terms. He was a oil and canvas kind of an artist. But Gilbert's father recognised that he wanted to do something more plastic, something with his hands. So Gilbert went off to study wood carving initially. And it was only later on in life, when he went to the Slade in 1913, his brother thought he needed sorting out, that he then came to really understand painting and drawing like his brother. What we've tried to do, though, in this exhibition is set out that Gilbert really had a very different artistic vision from his brother. Whilst their childhood was very similar, this really is a case for nature versus nurture. You know, Stanley was the metaphysical, the religious, the visionary, whereas Gilbert was much more practical and down to earth, as a Cotswold farm testifies. In the exhibition, we've got a number of examples of Gilbert's work which show really fond representation of farm animals. We've got sheep, we've got chickens and horses and pigs, and these are things that you would never find in Stanley's work. And for me, this really sums up Gilbert's wonderful practicality and warmth. The exhibition is open until the 3rd of November, so please come and see us.